Hey, they're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me. The greatest thing to ever hit the big screen. And all I gotta do is act naturally. They say I'm gonna be a big star, might make the big times, you can't never tell. I'm gonna be a big star, 'cause I can play the theme real well. I hope you come to see me in the movies, and then you'll see what I can plainly see. That I'm gonna make the big time, 'cause all I gotta do is act naturally. Take me out to the ball game, take me out to the game. Buy me some popcorn and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we ever get back, let's just root for the home team. If we don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
What's the happiest memory from your childhood?
About all the memories that I have are good. I remember Daddy worked all the time, and my life was like I can't think of her name right now. Can't even think of the song. But anyhow, everything that she did, I did. Everything. I need to know that name.
I couldn't even.
It's in there, but it ain't coming up.
Loretta Lynn?
Yeah, that's it. Loretta Lynn. And coal miner's daughter.
Yep. Okay.
Her daddy was a
I
coal
thought that's
miner.
where you was heading.
My daddy was a sand miner, and her daddy was a coal miner. And everything that she does in that song,
That's how you grew up.
I lived it.
You lived it.
Like in the summertime, we didn't have shoes to wear.
Right.
You know why? Because back then you got a pair of shoes in the fall, and that was your school shoes, and you wore them all year. You didn't get shoes, just shoes, and then in the summertime they were wore out. So then you either went barefooted or wore your
busted up
out shoes until school started again. Then you get a brand new pair to go back to school in. Yeah. Everything that Loretta sings in that song, I did.
You lived it.
Mm-hmm.
She wrote that song for you then.
I think she did.
Did you have any pets as a kid?
Yes, I had a dog named Snowball.
What kind of dog was he?
I don't know. He was a short-haired dog, and he was about that tall and about that long. His name was Snowball. He was white with little black spots like dirt rolled on him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And my Snowball could chew gum.
He'd chew gum?
Yeah.
Wouldn't eat it, just chew it?
I'd chew it first, and then after I get it all chewed up, I'd give it to Snowball, and Snowball would chew it. And then he'd pull his paw up and stretch it out, and then he'd chew it as long as he wanted to, and then he'd spit it out.
That's funny.
Chewed gum. Let me tell you something else about Snowball. My daddy worked at the sand mine, and he'd get off at 4 o'clock every evening. And Snowball would lay, you know how dogs lay in the sun, stretch out.
Stretch out, laid out.
Well, 4 o'clock would come, and that dog would stand up, give a stretch, and walk down the road, and up on the hill. And then my daddy would come around the corner, stop and open the door, and Snowball would get up and ride home with him every evening.
It was a good
You
dog.
know when 4 o'clock, old Snowball would get up and,
It was a good doggy then.
yep, he was.
Tell me about your first car.
The first day I got in the car, it snowed.
What kind of car was it?
I can't remember.
Oh, you can't remember.
No, because I was like 38 when I got my driver's license.
Oh, you were that old. Oh, okay.
And,
Were you driving illegally before then? Oh,
no.
by the book. Grandma ain't no criminal.
When I was still home, Daddy taught us how to drive. And we also had driver education in school. And me and my sister, Mary Lee, Daddy said, we're ready. So you all can go take your test. Mary Lee went. And she passed hers. I did not want to go.
Oh,
So
you didn't.
Daddy said, if you don't get your license now, after you get married, you won't get them. And he was right. I didn't get them until I was about 38 years old.
Then were you divorced at that time? Or separated?
Yeah.
You were.
Mm-hmm.
So he was right. He was
Daddy
right.
was right.
Maybe we should listen to
Anyhow,
people
then
more.
the first day after, I'd had my car and all that, I went down a hill and I was supposed to go left, and my car slid right down over a bank.
You wrecked it.
First day.
First day.
Didn't hurt it, but it went down over the bank and I didn't get it back out.
This question was, when was your first car accident? But we just discussed that.
That was my first accident.
Who were your closest friends in high school?
My closest friend was Phyllis Alderton.
Phyllis.
I had several, like Sandra Place, Nancy Noah.
What's a good memory you had with any of them? Something you would never forget. Maybe with Phyllis.
Yeah, I used to go to her house on, like Saturdays, and her daddy and mom were Tommy and Marie Alderton, and we used to play games with them.
Like board games and stuff?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And that was fun. And I thought how nice they were.
What was your favorite game to play?
Probably cards, like.
Grandma's always loved cards. Tell me one of the craziest stories from your teenage years.
And when I was a senior, we went to New York City.
Oh boy.
And this was 56.
So that was a big thing back then. Yeah.
And we had our rooms, and usually a teacher, like you know how they do, they supervise. Well, me and the two girls was in my room, sneaked out, and went to the bar.
Oh boy.
And and we had fun. It was fun. We'd get us some sneaky little drink and took some back to the room with us, and all night, that's what we did.
Did you ever get caught?
No, they
never
did
got
not.
caught. So Grandma had a wild side
But
too.
they didn't know who, but they knew that that happened, and that our year was the last year that people got to go to New York.
Oh, ruined it for everybody.
So, yep.
Hey, at least you went out with a bang.
Yeah, at least you got your trip in.
But it was fun. But when you think about it now, would you do it now?
No, you would not.
Nope, you'd get in there and lock that door. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. This is my handle, this is my spout.
What are some rebellious things you did as a teenager? Well, we already know the drinking and sneaking out to bars.
That's about it. Other than that,
You didn't get too wild.
we weren't allowed.
Yeah,
we
you
weren't
weren't allowed.
like when I first started going. Well, he didn't have a car, so his daddy usually dropped him off, and then if we went anywhere, like to movies, we walked,
Mm-hmm.
and then walked back home, and then he'd call his daddy and go home. So, nope, you didn't. We didn't have a chance to get into anything.
Did you have a lot of boyfriends as a teenager?
No, when I got, let me see, the first one I went with was Jim Iden, Jim. And the second one I went with was Willie.
Willie. And then you married him.
Yeah, then I got married.
Second time's the charm then, huh?
Yeah. And then when we got our house, Jim Iden and his wife lived right beside us.
Oh, how'd that work out? Small world. Yeah.
It was all right. Now Jim's kids, one is they work for the meal site,
Mm-hmm.
and they still call me Aunt Evelyn.
Do they?
Yep, Mary Lou in Virginia.
How are they now? Probably 40s?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe even older, maybe 50. But they still call me Aunt Evelyn.
When you were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A nurse.
You wanted to be a nurse.
Would I want to do it now? No.
What jobs have you done in your life? What was your first job?
I didn't get a job.
Till after
Well, when
you
I first
split up.
when I was still in school, I wanted to buy my husband's ring,
Oh, okay.
wedding ring. So I went to work at the cleaners. It was a cleaners.
Like dry cleaners?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where when I got my check, I bought my ring.
And you
We
quit.
got married and I quit.
Yeah, there you go. Mission success.
But I got to buy his ring myself.
And then what? Cool font after that?
Yeah, I think Cool Font was the first one after the kids got older.
And you worked at Cool Font for a long time.
Yeah.
Doing laundry and cleaning.
Laundry mostly.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think
remember,
that's the reason I like laundry now.
I remember going over there when you was working. And
Yeah.
seeing you there in the laundry room.
Yep.
And Gail would bring us down once in a blue moon. Remember that?
Yeah. And that was a good job because it was like going from home to home. Because the ones I worked with were more like family.
Yeah. Plus, you lived right down the road there
Yeah.
for a while.
Yep. And if it snowed, somebody picked me up and took me. Even though I could have walked.
What's a song that immediately puts you in a good mood?
Let's go, girls. Come on. I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out. Wanna make some noise.
What's the farthest away place you ever visited?
I went to Puerto Rico.
Oh, you went to Puerto Rico.
I did.
When did you go to Puerto Rico?
It's been a while now. It was before all the COVID and all that. I went with my oldest sister's son, Mark Clem.
Oh, okay.
And him and his wife went and they took his mom and me
Oh, that was very
we
nice
went
of them.
to Puerto Rico. First plane ride.
First and last, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been on one since.
Yeah.
We had a nice motel or whatever. It wasn't a motel. It was a big hotel that overlooked the ocean.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And Mark still says we broke him up drinking pina coladas. Because we order them and they bring them to the room. Mark, it was on Mark. He paid for everything. And then when we go to the beach, all we had to do is, and they'd bring that right to you. And when you eat everything, he said, you broke me up with them pina coladas. He still laughs about that. I still got a glass out there with a couple little coins in it I brought back.
From Puerto Rico.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Every little flower did say, good people bless this holy day, for Christ is risen, the angels say, at happy Easter time.
How did you meet Willie?
How did I meet him? Probably through Jim. And they lived in Hancock and we lived in Berkeley. So they used to come to Berkeley School while school was in
Okay.
and hang out on the bridge. You know, the bridge went across the room.
So they didn't go to school with you. They just come and hung out there.
They wanted to hang out and flirt with all the girls and all that. That's what they were doing. Yeah.
That's how you met Pappy.
That's how I met him.
He just showed up one day and started flirting with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
My life was kind of boring, you know. Not a whole bunch of excitement.
What attracted you to Pappy?
I don't know, probably him being across the line. You know, not Berkeley Springs.
Something a little different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little dangerous on the other side.
Do you remember your first date with him?
Yep, I do.
What was that like?
It was okay. His dad dropped him off, and we walked down. And it used to be a restaurant called Glen Luda Restaurant. I can't remember. It's across from Roy Habermill's gas station. It was across from there, and then that place is not there anymore either. But the Glen Luda used to sit right there in that.
In that little area.
We went there
Okay.
and ate hot dogs and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then we went back home.
Tell me about your wedding with Pappy. How was that?
My wedding?
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice wedding. We had a church wedding. And my daddy walked me down the aisle. And I remember in the back of the church, before we walked down the aisle, they were done playing the music and everything. And Daddy said, "Are you sure this is what you want to do?" My daddy. And I said yes, and so we walked down the aisle, and I got married.
And how long was you married to Pappy?
Probably 30 years.
30 years. What did you admire most about him,
About
Pappy?
probably
There's-
his work habit.
His work ethic
Hmm.
was very good. Always
And-
got it
and-
done.
You know, and the way he did his money, you know, because we got the bills paid, and then what was left he did, like tip jars.
Yeah.
And at that time, I did not like tip jars,
No.
and I used to give him devil for playing them. But that would have been a good thing if we was together now.
Yeah.
We'd have probably got along, and I might have went with him to the taverns and stuff that he went to.
Right.
And then maybe that would have helped.
If you could change anything about that, would you?
I would.
Well-
I would have stayed right where I was, because I was the one that left. And I regret that now, and I will for the rest of my life regret walking off and leaving. You know, the kids were grown, half grown, you
Mhm.
know.
Oh,
but
nothing.
still you feel like you abandon them.
Mm.
And I always will feel that way. Every time I say my prayers, I ask God to forgive me for that.
So if you could go back, you'd have stayed with Pat?
I would have stayed.
Would you
Yes.
stayed with him forever?
I might have had to shook him or something, but I would have stayed.
If you could go back and give your teenage self any advice, what would you tell yourself?
To appreciate what you got. Because then, you know, and kids in school had more, you know, better clothes, better all that stuff. And so you think you're poor. But then when you get older, you know you weren't poor. My daddy did the best he could with the money. And Mom stayed home and raised the kids and did cooking and the washing and all that. I did not appreciate that. My one sister used to say, Mom sits on her butt. When we leave in the morning, she's sitting on her butt. And when we go home in the evening, she's sitting on her butt. Who did the washing? Who did the cooking? Who did all that? Mom.
Right.
So, you know, I would appreciate them more and tell them. I don't think I ever told them how good they were to us and how good we had it. Never had patient dreaming. She couldn't read the music, just the words. But when she'd stand to sing on Sunday morning, she had the sweetest voice darling I've ever heard. She loved to sing the songs about her Savior. There is a fountain was her favorite song.
If you won $1 million right now, how would you spend it?
I would take care of every poor person I could. $1 million is a lot of money. But I would make sure that, you know, I wouldn't keep it. I would not try to bank it or hoard it or anything. I would divide that money up and take care of the ones I see on TV with the Children's Hospital. That would be my number one. They would get a lot.
What about me? How much money would I get?
I'll give you back these.
I'm just kidding. But you would do good with $1 million. You would not care about. How much would you keep for yourself?
Enough to live. I would not hoard money.
100,000?
I wouldn't need that.
Sure you would.
I'm 86 years
Imagine
old.
all the tip jars at the Moose. You can pull at $100,000.
But I would make sure that all my kids and grandkids had plenty. Love's gonna live here again. Love's gonna live here. Love's gonna live here. Love's gonna live here again. No more only happiness. Love's gonna live here again.
Has religion ever played a spiritual role in your life? Or have you just not been a believer in it?
You mean religion?
Religion.
More so when you get older, you think more about God. And when stuff happens in your life, you know that, you know, you pour your heart out to people, but the one you really pour your heart out to is God. I do that every day, every night.
What is the worst news you have ever received? Something that just hurt or lasted with you forever because...
The worst news that really hurt me was 9/11.
9/11.
I was working, and then it came over the loudspeaker that the towers had been hit, and so it just seemed like everything stopped. Everything stopped. Nobody worked. They were just listening to the
Watching the
news
TV and listening to the radio.
and all that.
That makes sense.
And then I got on the phone and called the kids to make sure they were all okay. But I think that was the biggest tragedy that I can remember.
Do you remember your grandparents?
I remember them. We weren't. I wasn't as close to them as kids are with their grandparents today.
Oh, okay.
I guess because there was so many of us.
Yeah.
So,
And not easily travel like we have now. Just hop in our car and get around.
Because kids are much closer with grandparents now than I was.
Do you remember what they were like?
They were nice. My grandmother was Lucy Clem, and my grandpap was William.
William and Lucy.
And they were nice people. I remember we went out to their house, and this is good. And we had ice cream. They gave us ice cream bowls, and I was sitting there, and Pap said, "If I'd have wanted you to have milk, I would have given you a glass of milk. Eat that ice cream."
How did you feel when you first became a grandparent?
I loved it.
And who was your first grandkid?
Yes, I did. My first one was little Pat.
Pat.
Mm-hmm. Chrissy's oldest one is little Pat.
And
He's my oldest grandson, and Hannah is my youngest granddaughter. Mm-hmm. And I lost track of how many. I got like 35.
You got
37.
way too many.
Yeah, got a bunch.
What's the best part of being a grandparent?
I don't know. Like you don't see too much of them, but then when something happens, like when you're sick or you're in the hospital, then they all call you, and then you know.
They all care about you.
When they were growing up, how you treated them,
Mm-hmm.
and they remember that when you're old and
So you just
feeble
like
and all that good
just
stuff.
like that they're in your life. That's the favorite part about being a grandma, is just having them in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
That's fair.
I love you in the morning and I love you in the night. I love you in the evening when the stars are shining bright. So tiddly winky winky wink, tiddly winky woo. I love you. If I had power, if I had the power, if God would grant me the power, I would change this world. I would make it the world like it was, not the way that it's coming apart now. This is awful, and it's going to be more awful until the end of time, unless God takes over.
Unless something changes.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that always brings you joy in life?
But you mean people?
Anything in life.
Just being around the kids and all
Company.
that is what makes me happy.
Company is what you like.
I like tip jars. I like that. I like cards. I like music.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling around the bend, big singing sunshine, singing, I don't know when, but I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on.
I'm only human. I'm just a woman. Help me believe in all I can be and all that I am.
Yep, I had a good life. I had a real good life.
What do you want your legacy to be? What do you want us to remember you most for?
I'd like you to remember me as a good person. You know what I mean?
We don't have no problems with that. You're the greatest person I've ever met.
And I thank you for saying that.
Mama never closed her eyes to sleep till we were all in bed. And on party nights when we'd go out, she often sat and read. We little thought about it then, for we were young and gay, just how much Mama worried when we children were away. We only knew she never slept when we were out at night, and that she waited just to know we'd all come home all right. But sometimes when we'd stay out till 1 or 2 or 3, it seemed to us that Mama heard the turning of the key. For always when we'd step inside, she'd call and we'd reply. But we were all too young back then to understand the reason why. Until the last one had returned, Mama always kept a light, for she could not sleep until she'd kissed us all good night. And once she said, when you have grown to women and to men, perhaps I'll sleep the whole night through. I might be different then. And so it seemed that night and day, we knew a mother's care. For always, when we'd come back home, we'd find her waiting there. Then came the night that we were called together round her bed. The children are all with you now, the kindly doctor said. And in her eyes there gleamed again that old-time tender light that told that she'd been waiting just to know that we were all right. She smiled that old familiar smile, then prayed to God to keep her children safe from harm throughout the years. And then she went to sleep.
Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter in a cabin on a hill in Butcher Holler. We were poor, but we had love. That's the one thing that Daddy made sure of. He shoveled coal to make a poor man's dollar.
Out of all your grandkids, who is your favorite? Best part
Josh
about
was my favorite.
It's on camera.